Hey everyone, this is just a post-chemo update since I haven't done one in a while. I wanted to wait until I had my 3-month checkup, which was yesterday, and everything's still fine, which is awesome. My blood tests don't indicate anything bad, and there are no lumps or whatever like around my neck and things, which is really good. Even though I was really happy that I'm still clear at the 3-month checkup, especially when the doctor goes to like feel at the lymph node areas to see if there are any lumps. I just get anxious because like when I had my big lump inside my chest, that was all internal. None of it was protruding. Like the doctors couldn't feel any weirdness around my neck. But anyway, obviously they still check because if you have the disease, I guess, in your genetics, it can still spread up in different lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes aren't just around your neck. So it's good they still checked, and I guess for me the blood test is a big thing, and I'm glad that's still okay. Since last time that I made this video, me and my partner have moved out, and so now we live in a little 1-bedroom apartment in the city, which is really exciting, and I'm really close to the beach and the parks around here, so I can walk to them, and also the cafe. So I've been doing lots of walks, which have been really good. I find it a bit hard to know if like my stamina has fully recovered because before chemo happened I was not fit at all, and so me working on my long walks and walking around the city and such, like I'm doing it fine. Sometimes I need to have like a little break here and there, but I really think that's part of me just being unfit as opposed to anything that chemo has necessarily done. As you can tell, my hair is still growing freely. I'm just in that awkward stage of trying to decide whether or not I should go to the hairdresser and start to get it styled as I'm trying to grow out the top part of my hair, and I feel like I probably will have to, even though I really don't want to. I don't want to chop any of it off because I want it to grow as much as possible. Like obviously you still cut around the ears and along the back, but I don't want to chop anything off. But I think I'll have to make sure that it still looks nice as I go through the styles. Even though I didn't want to have short hair, I think I should try to enjoy all the different hairstyles that can come along, so I probably should make the effort to make hairstyles really nice in their short form as opposed to just like waiting for it to grow out to here, which for these hairs on top to grow out that long, it's going to take a long time. And if you want to hear me talk a little bit more about hair and chemo and its identity and such, you can watch the video that I just recently made. And if you've been watching this channel, you can tell that I'm not just making vlog update-ish type of videos. I'm trying to also make videos that are very centered on one particular topic, kind of concentrated, and to try to like get all my thoughts out about one particular little area, as opposed to just kind of rambling and having the videos go on for a long time. It's just something that I'm trying out, and I'm really enjoying it thus far. So let me know if you want me to talk about more particular aspects of chemo and cancer and recovery. Physically, in terms of my body, I feel like I've recovered pretty much 100% from chemo. It's just that sometimes I feel like that I still have some cognitive impairment potentially when I'm trying to do quite complex things, or trying to really be very eloquent when I'm talking and trying to discuss very complicated things and still coming across coherent. And I know that's something that's hard for everyone all the time, but I've just noticed that it's still not quite at the point where I was before chemo happened, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the last remaining side effect that I've really noticed. And obviously things like to do with like anxiety and depression, which I've still been struggling a lot with in the last few months, and I think I'm probably still going to be fighting it a bit, particularly anxiety. I've been finding it a bit hard to know how to talk about chemo and cancer when it comes to friends. It's one of those things that is like, I just don't want to deal with it anymore, but at the same time you still want to be able to talk about some of those things with people, I guess, which is why I find YouTube still helpful, so that way I can kind of process some of the things that have still remained with me, since I really feel like I'm processing more of what happened and the trauma of it now as opposed to when it was happening. I think it was one of those defense things where you just try to feel nothing at all so that way you can get through the awful process, and then after you kind of just left with all this crap that happened. And part of managing a lot of the mental health things, particularly with anxiety, particularly because my personality is to be busy and productive and I get angry at myself when I'm not, is actually by going on this website called Trello. I might make a video dedicated to just this topic, but if you go on Trello.com, I think it is, it's just a website where you kind of like create like a little to-do list, and then when you do that to-do list, you can move it into another list, which you can kind of like title as done, so that way you can see what you need to do, and then you can see what you've already completed. And I find that really helpful because even if all I'm putting on that to-do list is things like read a chapter of a book, write, you know, like a few hundred words for a story, go for walks, meet up with friends, record a video, I just put in these things that even though they might not seem like work related, they are still really important, because when I finish it, I can put into the done list, and so at the end of the week I can see that I've done all these things, even if they might not be necessarily like work or study related. There's still things that remind me like, hey, you did do a lot of things this week and you should feel good about doing all these things, because they're all important in terms of making you feel more comfortable, making you feel more confident, that kind of stuff. And in part of learning to do things to make me feel more productive, I've learned how to crochet, which obviously is not like a life skill that people need to know, but it's a skill that I find very meditative, and I've been really enjoying it because I can make like little like coasters for cups and mugs and things. And when I finish, I have this like little product which I can be like, hey, look, I made this, which is really nice and exciting. But while I'm doing it, it's just, yeah, very calming, and I don't have to like expend a lot of mental energy, but I'm still creating something in that time. If I do want to do something like just watch YouTube videos, but I can do that while working on something and still feeling like I deserve that time to just relax. So if you have a personality type like me, maybe picking up a skill that's similar, that doesn't require lots of mental energy, but that you can kind of just do it mindlessly but still create something at the end, that might also help you with a lot of the anxiety stuff. So things are definitely going well. Like, I'm really happy that I've moved out and that I'm still cancer free thus far, and I have been working on my mental health stuff. And even though it has been incredibly hard at times, it is getting better. I think it's only going to keep getting better. I just have to keep implementing these little skills and things that I've learned or try to pick up, and to also be okay with feeling uncomfortable when I'm going to start to really try to pursue things that I care about, like things to do with study or potential work, and that it's okay to be a little bit scared and a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit anxious. It's just about controlling those negative feelings to make sure that you can still do the things that you care about. If you have any questions, please write them down below and share with me where you're at with your chemo and cancer journeys. I hope you're all doing well, and I'd love to hear from you all. So please take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.